She had a mind junkyard. But now, with the guidance of every self-help book the Columbus Metropolitan Library System had on the shelf, new Laurel is ready to conquer this meeting, this day, and my entire life. I check my hair in the rearview mirror. My shaggy, long bob hangs in blonde waves. I brush them out of my face, then use a finger to flick away an errant mascara flake and dab at my Starbucks-smudged, seasonally appropriate cranberry red lipstick. I give new Laurel a wink. She's got this. I use my hip to slam the door of the Camry, since I'm currently double-fisting peppermint mochas, and walk into the building. It would be great if magazine life were glamorous, like in The Devil Wears Prada, and I could run through city streets as I hurried to make it to my downtown high-rise office before my stylish but cold boss realized I was late. I'd spill coffee on myself, and she'd look down her nose at me, and I'd spend the next hour and 45 minutes of screen time attempting to win her approval before finally realizing that there's more to life than work. Jamila also says I have a tendency to turn everything into a story. That's why she encouraged me to apply to this job at the magazine, actually. She thought I'd love writing other people's stories. And I would. But that's only sort of what my job entails. Of course, my real life is nothing like that fantasy sequence. Mostly because our office is out in the Columbus suburbs where the rent is cheaper. And Gilbert isn't a stylish older woman with a severe bob and a tendency to judge people. He's a middle-aged man with a kindly orange mustache, and I've never heard him yell at anyone. The most upset I've ever seen him was when he got mildly annoyed that Jimmy John's left the turkey off the turkey sub he ordered for an office lunch meeting. And even then, he pretty much immediately pivoted to positivity and ate his bread, lettuce, and cheese sandwich without complaining.
You know, I've been trying to eat less meat anyway.
He doesn't critique my fashion choices, probably because his button-down shirts have seemingly permanent mustard stains on them from dropping his lunchtime hot dogs on himself. But that doesn't mean I'm not a little uneasy as I step into the office to find it empty and dark, aside from the light coming from Gilbert's office in the back corner. It's a typically gloomy Ohio December day, so even with the window blinds open, it's almost pitch black. The tinsel on the office Christmas tree dances silently in the warm air pumping from the heating vent. It's like Die Hard in here, but without Bruce Willis around to rescue me. Unless he's crawling through the air ducts, as he's wont to do. I tiptoe toward Gilbert's office and the golden light peeking out from his partially open door. Should I turn around and run? Am I an idiot for walking in here? This certainly feels like a situation in which I'm either going to get murdered or propositioned. And I can't think of which one of those is less likely coming from Gilbert. I am capable, I whisper to myself, repeating a mantra I learned from Manifesting the Badass Within, How to Use Mantras to Supersize Your Life. I am strong. I can defeat any intruders with my brute strength. Okay, so that last one wasn't in the book, but it seems like a good one to add right now. I hold my 2 coffees up like a shield and shout, "I have a black belt in karate!" as I kick open Gilbert's door. This isn't strictly true, given that I took 1 karate class in 5th grade before giving up, but I need to project a strong image. Gilbert, slumped over his desk, looks up at me.
That's really great, Laurel.
He sniffles.
That must have taken a lot of work, but I'm not surprised. You're one of my most dedicated employees.
That's when I realize that Gilbert is crying, and not the kind of eye leaking you can disguise as allergies. This is full-on sobbing, the kind I never expected to see from my boss, a man who unironically listens to Never Gonna Give You Up as his morning pump-up jam. Gilbert, I say, putting his coffee down in front of him. Is everything okay? He shakes his head and I hand him a tissue.
Some things are okay,
he says.
I'm alive. That's good.
I nod slowly. So we're starting with the basics here. He sighs.
Just trying to have an attitude of...